The Pajama Mama. The adventures of a mompreneur making money online in her PJs. This show is for moms and dads who want to create a successful online biz that will allow them to fire their boss and hire their kids. Ilan Bomani has had numerous successes in various online businesses where she's been a 6 to 7 figure earner. She has appeared in the Louise Hay movie, National Enquirer, Huffington Post, Essence, Jet, Black Enterprise Magazine, The Talk TV show, and even got a phone call from Oprah. And now, here's your host, Ilan Bomani.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Pajama Mama, where we help average typical mom and dads fire their boss and hire their kids by interviewing successful mompreneurs and dadpreneurs on our show in various niches and industries that are very, very successful. And we got, for me personally, I'll be honest with you, I'm a fan of this lady's work. She specializes in solo ads. And if you understand that, it tends to be a very male-dominated industry. And it has kind of like a scamish type of attachment to it. And I'll be the first to tell you, I spent, Adrian, you're hearing this for the first time, $1,000 on solo ads and got nothing back in return. So that's why we have this show for you, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm bringing you scam-free, legitimate business owners that are mom and dadpreneurs that are making money and they're successful in this industry. So I saved you guys a lot of money today. You can thank me later because I have someone that's absolutely phenomenal in this industry. I'm going to allow her to share all that wonderful information. But first, my main reason for contacting you was because I fell in love with your story as far as how you got started, as far as being a mompreneur. And that's my first question for everyone that comes to the show. What made you want to be a mompreneur?
Well, I really spent a lot of my younger years. I had my kids when my son's 19 now. I had him when I was 19. Wow. And I spent like all my time working constantly. And it was like, I know there's people that are making money online. How are they doing it? Right. How does this work? And I'm going to figure it out if it kills me. So, I started and, it was slow. I'd make a little $5 here, a little $10 there. And it was like, I'm never going to get anywhere with this.
Right.
It just kept building up and building up and building up. It just progressively got better to the point where I was getting more exposure. I started going to events. Okay. I was invited to my first event in 2013. And that's when all kinds of doors opened up and things really started moving along. So it was pretty awesome.
So when you got started, because I spied on one of your wonderful videos that you had out there. You were sharing a story where you were once on welfare, when you got started. Mm-hmm. Can you share that with me? And I've got a personal affection to that because my mother started her $1 million empire coming from being on welfare herself. So we know that there's a rags to it, your story. We want to hear yours as far as doing it online.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I didn't finish high school. I thought I was better than that. Like I said, I had my son when I was 19. I had my daughter by the time I was 21.
Wow.
So I got 2 small kids and I work at Kmart for $5.15 an hour. So, it's like, that wasn't feeding no babies. That wasn't providing no insurance. So, I was on welfare and food stamps and cash assistance for periods of time, even up into my 20s, working and just not being able to provide, afford insurance and take care of the kids and feed them and all that on my own. And I've been down that route. In fact, I was when I was 19, I was on WIC for my son when they still delivered stuff to your door for the baby and stuff. Right. So I worked various places. I started, my first job was Kmart and McDonald's. I worked at Aldi's. I worked Rent-A-Center. I lumped furniture at Rent-A-Center for years. Oh, Lord, thank God that's over. And then my longest stint was at FedEx, and I was a delivery driver. And I had met my husband in 2008. And we ended up getting pregnant. And of course, FedEx, when you work for ground or home, you're self-employed. So
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, the only time you work for FedEx and you're an actual employee of FedEx is if you work for Express or like if you work in their little offices and stuff like that. So,
Wow, that is
yeah.
interesting. So you
Yeah,
were
so
still kind of like a contractor. You kind of self-employed still with working for them, right?
right, yeah. I mean, I still did what they told me to do and I went
Right.
on the route, and delivered my packages every day. So, yeah, it was I was self-employed, but I was working for somebody else still.
Right. So
So, but yeah, I did that for many, many years. And, even in the beginning of that, I was still on welfare and stuff like that. And then I made just enough money like my first year into FedEx that I didn't qualify for any help anymore.
okay.
So, that got rough because
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, now I have all the responsibility of taking care of both the kids, but I did it. But then in 2008, I met my husband and I got pregnant with my son who's now 6.
Oh,
And,
awesome.
well, he's getting ready to be 7. And, I couldn't work at FedEx anymore because I didn't have insurance or anything like that.
Ah, yeah.
And he was going to work, so he was bringing home money every week, which it wasn't great. He was a factory worker then, and
Okay.
so it was like $500 a week that he made, and
Mm-hmm.
so we barely got by, and but I was at home with the baby, so it was like, now's my time because I had tried to get online in 2001,
Okay.
and I gave up. So I was just like,
Ah.
I can't figure this out. I don't. I look literally, and I'll be 100% honest, and it's so embarrassing, but it's like I started out on traffic exchanges
Oh, yeah,
and
I remember that. I did too.
yeah,
Yes.
those safe lists, and I was clicking through websites and
Yes.
clicking on emails, and I was making myself 1/100th of a tenth of a cent, and
Right. I feel you. I feel you.
and I was like, this is not how they get rich. These
Right.
guys are like multimillionaires and this and that. Like, no, this ain't it. So that I quit in 2001. But then in 2008, I picked it back up again. And, and it slowly went by. And I was just emailing people and asking questions. And then somebody told me I needed to build a list. And I was like, what are you talking about? What's a list? An
Right.
autoresponder? And I'm like,
Right.
and once that door opened and once somebody told me I need to build a list and get an autoresponder and do these things, like the general basics of it, I was like, oh my God, like I could take that and run. And that's pretty much what happened over the course of the next few years. My list grew. I could send out more emails, make more affiliate commissions, and then solo ads came into the picture. Um, I guess it was about 2012, 2011, because the FTC came in and gave ClickBank a hard time for the affiliate marketing products that were being sold on ClickBank at the time.
Okay.
So it was like at that time, I could send an email and make like $3,000, a day in ClickBank.
Wow.
Well, then they took those offers down. They wouldn't allow anything else in like the internet marketing space, learn to make money online type area.
Really?
So I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do now, because like there's nothing like JV Zoo was just getting
I have to
started.
stop you right there because people are not going to be able to relate. You're trying to tell me that you went from $5.50 to making $3,000 a day on
Yeah.
ClickBank.
Yeah.
How
Cause
did
I
that
built
make you feel? I mean, because
it.
we've heard all those, fantastic stories. I went from my job. I mean, this sounds like a fake story. I went from my
Right.
job making $5.50 an hour to making
Hmm.
$3,000 a day. What happened to your life when that happened? I mean, I want you to take me there when you first got that, click.
I
You
got,
turn.
yeah.
You gotta take me there and tell me what happened because the average person would love just to make 3,000 a month.
Right. Right. Well,
On any career.
it's crazy because like, okay, in my early 20s, like I had like checking accounts that I had blown out of the water. Like, the banks were calling me like, yeah, your checking account's $1,000 in the hole. You need to pay the. I couldn't even get a checking account. And when I got my first $3,000 check from ClickBank,
Yes.
I literally was like, I don't know what to do. How do I get this? I can't go to Walmart and get this thing cashed.
Wow, right.
It was like, it was crazy. So, like, I actually was able to open, like, a second chance checking account for people who had, like, bad credit. Because, like, my credit was totally shot. I filed bankruptcy when I was, like, 22.
Gotcha.
So like, I went to, a second chance place that let, pretty much anybody have a checking account. And it costs extra. There's all these extra fees and stuff.
Right. Uh-huh.
And then I got to cash it. Well, I got to deposit it, and then I had to wait 7 to 10 days for it to clear. But yeah, and then it was exciting. I waited like those 10 days waiting for that first check to clear. It was just like, oh my God, come on. I can think of all this stuff reeling through my head that I'm going to go
Right.
buy and the bills I'm
Yes.
going to pay. And
Right.
it was like Christmas. It really was.
So
It was awesome.
so for that to have happened for you, what was it like as far as the pros and cons of being a mompreneur? Now you were at home already, kind of, after having all those jobs and things of that nature. How did
Right.
it change for you as far as being able to basically be with your kids? Like you said, you have a 19-year-old, now you have a 7-year-old.
Mhm.
Probably a whole different experience of raising him compared to when you were 19 and hustling and struggling and trying to make ends meet to take care of those two wonderful babies you had.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I've got my 19-year-old, I've got my 16-year-old, and then I've got the 7-year-old, well, almost 7. And it was because, like it was amazing that after I had my 7-year-old, it was just like, wow, like this is what it's supposed to be about, like
Yes.
everybody's always talking about, oh, there's so much fun and I love cuddling with them and I don't care if they stay up all night long. I just love feeding them and changing their clothes. I'm like, you know what? This is torture, y'all. You messing with me. Like this is rough. Like I
Right.
don't know why y'all find this fun and why it's exciting, but like I gotta work tomorrow morning and this baby ain't slept at
Right.
all,
Right. The
you
stress
know.
and the pressure. I mean, you can't even enjoy being a
Right.
mom. Can't even
Right,
enjoy
it
the baby
was.
or the family because the stress of worrying about paying the bills to make ends meet. Wow.
Right. Yeah. And I think the only disadvantage to it really is like my husband fell and broke his back in 2011.
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
And well, I mean, he's fixed now. He's good. But we didn't let him go back to work. And it was just like, you know what? Like, cause my career started moving forward at that time.
Right.
And so I said, you know what? I was like, we're making enough money now. I was like, why don't you just stay home and help me take care of the baby and let me do my thing?
Wow.
Because
Awesome.
I can make more money if you just let me be on the computer. And that's hard with like, at that time he was 1 or almost 1.
Yeah.
So he wants to be on my lap every 30
Right.
seconds, banging
Right.
on the keyboard and
Right. I can relate.
right. So it was like, I was like, just stay home. So we both have been in the house, none of us, we haven't had any other kind of jobs but this.
Hmm.
And I think the only disadvantage to that is that even my older kids and William, my 7-year-old, it's like all they see us is sitting at home all the time on the computer.
Right.
So they're like, like, what's the big deal? You don't work. And I'm like, yes, I do.
Right.
So I think that's the only disadvantage is that they don't see us getting up every day, the hustle that
Yes.
so many other people go through. It's like I get up, I go downstairs, I get a Red Bull, I come up here and I plop in front of the computer and I just start typing away.
Right.
And for them, they're my son's got a full-time job, my daughter's got a job,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
they work, they understand that, but at the same time, it's like my youngest son is like, he ain't got a clue because for as long as he can remember, we both been home.
Right.
So that's difficult to try to get him to understand that, mommy and daddy do work and we,
Right.
do have jobs. It's just a little bit different than everybody else. So that's probably the biggest disadvantage to it.
So what's the major, like, is it the perks of being able to have the freedom of time to do what you want to do? And like, I remember I was talking to you this morning, you were like, okay, I'm going to take my son, on the bus, and then I get a chance to come back and get a chance to work and things of that nature. So what would you say is the number one pro? Because it's mompreneurs are looking at you right now, and they do have those jobs that you spoke about you had, and they really do want to fire the boss and hire their kids. So what advice could you give them?
There's a lot of times along the way that I just wanted to quit because I really felt like I was getting nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And, the thing of it is even today, I stay pretty grounded. So it's like, even today, you saying you're a fan, that's amazing. Like, that's awesome. And the thing of it is you don't know who's out there watching you.
That's true.
You don't know. Like, I never knew that you were a fan, like,
Mm-hmm.
this is the thing that you have a lot of people watching you when you're online. And if you just keep pushing forward, it's hard because you have the spouses that don't believe in you or everybody
Yes.
teasing you. My little brother to this day swears that like the FBI, the CIA gonna come and throw a net over me because I'm like ripping somebody off online or something. Like there's no way you make all that money. Like you like a drug dealer on the internet or something. I'm like,
Right, right.
you know, but you do have all that negative in your life, and you know if it can be done,
Yes.
and nobody don't it don't matter what. Like I am somebody who literally did it. I grew up like 15 minutes outside of downtown Cincinnati. I was never rich. I was lower middle class. You know, I never had anything fancy or special, and you know, and I pushed my way through it because I knew it could be done. I knew there was a way, and I wasn't giving up till I found it. And I think that's the biggest thing is a lot of people get like overly frustrated and they're like, you know what? I can't do this. My family thinks I'm a joke. No, you got to turn that around and be like, you know what? I'm going to prove y'all wrong because I know I can do this. And and it is hard. I mean, with the kids, juggling the kids and the husband and the people online and trying to figure it all out, it was rough. But, you know, finally my husband, once he started seeing enough money come around, you know, he started supporting me like, oh, okay, can I get some new car parts for the truck? And you know,
Right.
like, so I mean, and things started changing, but the biggest thing is that people give up. They just are like, you know what, I made $50, whoopee doo. But the thing
Right.
of it is, you look at that $50 and you figure out how you could double it and triple it and just keep growing and building that, and it's all possible to do. But a lot of people do, they just throw in the towel for whatever reason, or they don't let themselves shine. They don't have enough courage in themselves to just bust through it and get it going. And that's what you need to constantly remind yourself of, is that you are able, if you're a mom, girl, you can do anything.
Anything. Yes.
You
Yes.
can. I mean, like
Yes.
raising these babies, like that girl, my sanity. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
if I can figure out how to raise two teenage kids and they are
Exactly.
not dead and they are healthy and they are a lot, like, you know what, I can accomplish anything in the whole world.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's just don't give up, don't get discouraged, you know, because there's a lot of bad stuff out there. Like, you know, get in touch with somebody who does succeed, somebody who is making money, and you know, start reaching out to people, ask tons of questions. And as you get more answers, more things kind of piece together and start to make sense. And then go on your own, because everybody, you know, you can find, everybody has a passion.
Right.
Everybody has something they love, whether it's golf or cooking or scrapbooking or whatever. You can make money from your passion. You know, blogging, creating an ebook or a product. There's so many different ways. Building a list about people who love scrapbooking and then promoting stuff from Amazon to them. And, you know, stuff like that. Like there's all kinds of possibilities. You can take something that you're truly passionate about, that you know a lot about, you can get online and you can make money from that. So just don't give up. That's all I can say.
No, that was excellent because, and I'm just going to reiterate a couple things so everybody fully understands. Number one thing is that you have to have a passion for what you're doing. Get your why that's going to keep you motivated, because there are going to be highlights and there are going to be lowlights. So be prepared for that. Number three, you know, like you mentioned, they're going to be haters, and sometimes they're going to be the people that you love. Trust me, I've been there, done that, wore that t-shirt, you know, the most, who are going to say some unkind things about you and to you, but you have to have conviction for believing that this is going to work. And I'm clear, if Andrea can do it, and Elan Bomani can do that, and Christy Childs, and we've got Reed Florin, we've got so many people on our Pajama Mama, you know, site that's showing you via firsthand, if we're ordinary people doing extraordinary things, there's nothing special about us, there's not special about you, and that if we can do it, you can do it too. That is the moral of the story, and that's why we're here sharing this information with you, because we've been where you're at, okay, to keep you motivated. And last but not least, you mentioned something that was really powerful, is that, you know, sometimes, like you said, you got to believe in it more. Like, your kids are not going to understand, you know, what you're doing or why you're doing what you're doing. But just by leading by example alone, would give them an inference that it's something good that's going on right now. So I just want everybody to take away those major golden nuggets from Andrea. And what I love about her story, starting out from absolutely nothing, having them, minimum wage job. I was homeless, so it can't get any lower than that, type of thing. If we can make it through all those trials and tribulations, because we promise you, there are going to be obstacles along the way. But if you can push through it and stick with that perseverance, you'll get to the next level. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it wasn't lying. And so will your empire will not be built in a day. So with that said, one of the things that you mentioned, we're going to go into my hot topic, and this is the one, because what we're trying to do is help people. What's the first type of opportunity that I personally think, and you have your opinion on this, Andrea, but like you mentioned earlier, building a list. Even to this day, actually, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in this for 10 years. I'm actually building a list now. I had a list too. It was kind of weak, but I'm starting out. And that's why we're so excited to have you here, because you started talking a little bit earlier about that's when you found your key to getting to the next level. It was building that list. So one aspect of building a list is using solo ads. So I want you to talk about that, because majority of the audience are clueless about what solo ads are. So we're solo ads 101ers out here. Share with us what solo ads are and how can we build that list with those.
Solo ads are amazing if you're with the right person. There are a lot of people out there that have built a list, so to speak, and because a solo ad basically is I've built a list, and you purchase traffic from me, and you've got your squeeze page all together or whatever. And then I mail your email out to my list. People that are already interested in your topic, they're interested, and they're going to look at your squeeze page and they're going to opt in. Now, this really helps you if you're dealing with the right person.
Yes.
And so it's hard. And that's why I pretty much over the past year and a half or so established myself as a leader in this industry. I sell solos to the owners of JV Zoo, to multi-million-dollar marketers, in the IM space.
Wow.
And it's because, I believe that it is a good avenue. I was there when they first started, and I will keep being there for as long as I can be, forever, I guess. But, they're a great avenue to quickly build your list. And part of what my product, Affiliate Cash Empire, talks about is being able to pay to build your list, whether you're using Facebook or solo ads.
Okay.
And then build your list and be able to put an affiliate product. So when the person opts in, they put an affiliate product back there.
Okay.
And then they can make affiliate commissions while they're building too. And that will help offset the cost of your ad spend. Okay. So it helps you attack both areas, building and earning at the same time.
Okay. So go ahead. I was going to say, because I'm going to just take them through a preliminary case study right now on the spot with you. I'm in a network marketing company, an MLM. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Andrea, I'm going to make a payment. And what I do, it's just like, an advertisement on a blog or things of that nature. But instead, I'm going to send I don't know what her price is, but let's say, because I've done this and I've gotten scammed, I've seen solo ads where I'll spend $250 for a certain amount of emails that they will send out to their list. Based upon she's been able to garner a list from a targeted group of people that said, yes, I'm interested in business opportunities online, and I want to make money that way. So we already know from those people that they're interested, because they sent an email in for some information from her. So from that, I'm going to bring the product to them to give them an opportunity to see via email. You've gotten an email before where you receive it and say, hey, we've got this great opportunity for you, yada, 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 yada. This is something you may want to look at. And they get a chance to perfuse that. Some will buy, some won't. But the key thing about it is we get a targeted listing of people that do express their interest, and it's worth its weight in gold.
Right. because you can keep emailing them afterwards, And that's why I tell people, don't send a solo ad directly to a sales page. Don't have a buy button on there. Your main goal in building a list is to get your subscriber to know, like, and trust you.
Yes,
You do not, people don't want to send you their money if they don't trust you, if they don't like you, and that's what you're trying to accomplish by building your list. The money's in the list, but the money is more in the relationship that you build with that list.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, and that's the whole focus of building the list, so that you can go on from there. And okay, so you made one affiliate sale. Okay, big deal. You made a little bit of money back. That's a positive. The great thing about it now is that you've got the people on the list and you can keep contacting them, introduce yourself, show them what you're going to teach them, and keep recommending them different products or services of your own or affiliate to make money.
Awesome. So tell us the name of your product again. We're going to have that on our blog and also on our iTunes description. Tell us the name of your product. And what I really liked about your product was that not only your story, but you were sharing a case study of an actual student of yours, brand new, doing this business, and how successful they were. So can you expound on that a little bit?
Sure. The product's called Affiliate Cash Empire. It's up on JVZoo right now. And basically what had happened, he took the advice from the front end part of the product and invested money. He said, okay, I'm going to invest this much.
Okay.
And bought traffic. He set up his squeeze page and did everything that I showed in the training, because there's, minus the welcome video and the overview video, there's 10 training videos in the front end of the product. And he went through all the steps and did this research and put everything together, did an ad spend on solo ads, and it wasn't through me either, but it was through one of the people that I trust dearly, and made affiliate commissions off of his spend. He was promoting a JVZoo product, so they'd opt in, and then we redirect them to an affiliate product after they opt in. And that's where he made his sales and made a bunch of money back, but he also built the list. So you get a double awesome there, because you earn money that, technically you don't have to or couldn't earn. And then you've built the list, which, at the minimum, a list is $1 per subscriber is what, they say that we're worth. And if you've built, and if you've built, strictly a buyer's list, then that's $5 a subscriber. So
absolutely awesome. So what's so great about this, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is tell you this: do not pass go, do not collect $200, just buy this product. And I want you to get on Andrea's list. As far as solo ads is concerned, it is the quickest, the most fastest and trusted way to start building and actually see yourself making money. Because I think you will agree with me, Andrea, when you first made your $5, $10, $15, $20, all we needed to know was that it worked.
Right.
That's all we need to know, like you said, and then you can scale as you go along. But like if you're investing like $5 or $10 and then you make $20, double that, then you would be turning that over and over again,
Right.
So tell us, how can folks get in contact with you? I know you have a Facebook page and all that wonderful stuff, to find out more about, this opportunity. And also you have I bought another product of yours. I'm still on that list and I'm on your Facebook group. So I want you to share that product too. I thought it was awesome too, because I think you had teamed up with someone else and that you guys have a private, mastermind group. To really help people and direct them to the good people doing solo ads.
Right. That's the solo ad arbitrage one then.
Yes, that's the one. Yes, exactly right. And I'm just delayed a little because I had some challenges, but I'm coming now. I'm official. I'm already purchasing, the present product you have out now. And then I'm going to get my son in particular. He's just now turned 16. And this is going to be his road. He's starting out. He's got the kidpreneur.com. And we're going to use you as a wonderful example, case study, the whole bit. Because we want to show people, even the young kids can do it. Because like you said, now kids today, and I'm trying to explain to folks, you need to get your kids on board with this too, because those jobs are not there. Going to college, getting a good degree, and then going out in corporate America, etc. Doesn't exist anymore. This is one of the best ways, if anything. If you still want to do that route, that's fine. But this is one of the best ways to make a decent living out here, an alternative, in order to supply success for yourself.
Well, and honestly, with you saying that, like, I think of it this way, okay? Like, I'm 38 years old, and I think that if, when I grew up, when I was in high school, I didn't finish. I quit at the end of my sophomore year. But to me, my theory about being in school is okay, first of all, I hated school. I got to go to school, and then I got to graduate. Then I got to go back to school for another so many years to try to figure out what professional thing I want to do. Mm-hmm. And once I get my degrees, I got to start a job. And then I got to work my way up in this job and get through all that stuff. And, and I just looked at the big picture of it, and I'm like, I ain't going to do that.
Right.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to, I hated school. I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to do none of it. And, and that's what bothers me about today is that, so many kids are led to believe that the only way they can be successful in this life is if they graduate high school, they graduate college, and they go on to be a CEO of a bank or something. And that's not how it works. Like, that is a ton of work, a ton of student loan debt that they literally they get all these student loans to go to school and learn this stuff so they can go get a job to pay off all the student loans.
Right. And make somebody else rich.
Right. Like, had I been told when I was 16 or 17 years old that I didn't have to go that route. I could make myself literally be anything I wanted to be. I could grow my own business, whether online or offline, and be an entrepreneur one way or another without having to have all this technical mumbo jumbo. I would have probably had a heck of a lot easier time in my earlier 20s, and instead of struggling paycheck to paycheck and scraping the dimes out from in between the couch cushions, because I've been there and I've done it plenty of times. And, it's just like, I think to myself, like, it's like my daughter, she's had trouble in school. She don't get along with the other girls. She's a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So we know how that goes.
Kids,
Right.
Yeah.
And so she's like, look,
it's
Mom.
a different world.
She was like, look, Mom, all I want is to be able to own, she loves hair and makeup. She loves to do hair and makeup. That's all she wants to do is go to school, do hair and makeup. She wants to own her own shops. She wants to get, like, we're in this little tiny country town here in Indiana. She's like, I want to go to Chicago or New York or San Diego, and I want to own something huge to do, like, professional makeup for weddings and, photo shoots. And like, she's wanted this since she was like 8. And she's having all this hard time in school and stuff. She says, Mom, look, she's like, just let me drop out, get my GED, and I'll start going to school for hair and makeup. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know what? She's 16 years old. She's wanted to do this forever. Yep. That high school, if I got the entrepreneurial spirit, I know she does.
Yes.
So she already shows it. So it's like, you know what? I let her.
Yeah. And let me give you a word of advice on that. That's how my mom made her first million. She went from welfare to cosmetology school, created a salon, and did absolutely fabulous. But what's even better in your daughter's case, she can start now online. I see these young kids, they're making thousands of YouTube millionaires. They're making thousands of dollars talking about makeup and hair and my day.
And that's the thing is that, like, she sat over the years and religiously watched. I mean, she could probably list you 20 or 30 of those girls that get on there and do all their makeup and the whole 9 yards. And she has. And it's just like, it would be really stupid of me to continue to make her go to school to learn trigonometry or whatever.
Right.
She ain't never gonna use it. And we all know this. And so it's like, you know what, go get your, I mean, I've managed to be successful, and she's seen that. I've managed to be successful, and I don't have a GED. I don't have a high school education. I have no college education. And it's not that I'm proud of that, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what though? I did it.
Right.
Like, and I know that she can do it too. And she's already on, she's 16.
Yeah.
Like she's getting a 2 year head start basically on this stuff. And I know she's gonna rock it out
Right.
because
Yeah, yeah, and like I said, not to belabor this, ladies and gentlemen, but I want you to fully understand. I've got all the alphabets behind my name. Okay, I'm very, very clear, and still haven't used, still not using some of the stuff I went to school for and paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for. And like I
right.
said, when you graduate from the school, you're not even guaranteed a job. At least if you commit a year in doing an internet marketing business and put your on, treat it like a job. I
Right.
promise you, you will make some money in this business. No guarantees, as we always say, we
Right.
can't put that out there. This
Right.
earnings disclaimer, you're not going to make what Andrea and I might make, but you may make a living because so many people are already doing it. So thank you so much for that advice and piece of information and tip. And last but not least, please give us your contact information so people can get in contact with you. Though I will have it in, but people may be listen to this in their car or while they're working out at the gym.
Right.
Your contact information so people can connect with you.
All right. Well, you can search me, Andrea Fulton. I have a variety of pages on Facebook, fan pages and stuff like that. And then I have like if you Google me, Andrea Fulton solo ads, it'll pull right up my website, which is Smokin S
I
M
love
O
that. I love that title. Keep that.
SMOKIN hotsolo.com. So, I actually bought that domain name, Smokin' Hot Solos, which is the older one, but I bought that like way back in like 2008 because I was going to do like a safe list or something on
Okay.
it, like something really like traffic exchangey or something when I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Uh-huh.
And then one day, years later, I was like, you know what? Now I'm selling solo ads, and I've got Smokin' Hot Solo. Like, oh,
Right.
that's what it is. That's what we're
Perfect,
going with.
perfect.
So,
Yeah, sometimes God knows a little bit more about your future than you do, right?
oh yeah. It's funny how that worked out
Yeah.
because it really has. It's enabled me. I was 36 when I bought my first house ever. I was 30.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
Awesome.
37 when I bought a car and officially had it in my name. Like it was my car. I had a loan on it and everything. Like every car before that, like, my boyfriend had to get or my dad had let me drive
Yeah,
or
that had to be a big moment for you.
right. It was huge. And so it's like, and it's like it seems so like, yeah, I live in a $140,000 house. No, it's not a mansion. No, it's not a shack, but I bought it. Like
Yes.
all on my own and it's just like it was I try to stay so humbled because I don't want to get
Yes.
away from where I was ever at all.
Well, I hope everyone can take a lesson from Andrea and to realize that you can live the laptop lifestyle. For her and for me, we just wanted to do some little basic things, be able to stay home, raise our kids, have a decent lifestyle, decent car, decent house, maybe vacation or two a year,
Right.
whatever the case may be. And believe it or not, the internet has allowed us to do that. So we want the same for you. So with that piece of information, Andrea, thanks so much for being on our show today.
Thank
I always
you.
say to everybody, spread the love by spreading the word, and you spread the wealth. And that's what we've done today. We want to thank you so much for being on our show today. And I want you to hold on after we end here because we're going to talk about something else. But everybody else, we see the top over the top. More important to ching ching, we will see you at the bank.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
The Pajama Mama. The adventures of a mompreneur making money online.